Hello, folks. Last Patriot 2016 here. Codename Skyscraper, known as the Badass Geek, and friends like to call me Nick. How we doing out there? You know what, folks? A lot has happened since my last video, and I apologize. Yeah. As some of you may have known, those that have followed me, those that have followed me on Periscope and other platforms, I do. I get caught up in my work. I work crazy freaking hours, and yeah, hey, I'm working 80 to 90 hours a week to make ends meet. I'm not getting rich yet, but I got that hope. I keep, you gotta reach. You gotta keep climbing that ladder. Unless your name's Cortez and then they just hand it to you, which, yeah, wow. Um, you know what? I'm not gonna, I could probably go on a rant for about 4.5 hours. I've actually been flying this week, so yeah, I'm coast to coast. Was in Denver. I'm in Charlotte, South Carolina right now, or Charleston, South Carolina. Excuse me. Yeah, yeah, and my life's kind of a blur. I'm always on the move. So, but let's you know, I really, really wanted to go off on a lot of things because, like, the Pelosi, the Cortez, the election. I'll admit, I'm a little bit disappointed. I'm a little bit disappointed. I would have thought that we would have had more support come out, and I was hoping we'd take the House and the Senate, but we took the Senate, and that's good. At least that'll keep the House in line. I'm just gonna throw out the Mueller investigation. I see that falling apart. And you know what? I was just reading an article today, flipping through some stuff on while I was sitting in the airport, and yeah, supposedly Mueller can be disbarred potentially. It didn't really make 100% sense, and I didn't get all the way through the article. And like everything else, it's yeah, it popped up in my newsreel, and I couldn't find it again off the hand once I got back online. But I'm curious to see where that goes. As far as the Cortez thing, I mean, really, we have elected the village idiot, you know, or they did. I mean, if that ain't the village idiot, I mean, I used to think Obama was well spoken, but he was just stupid. Now I'm going to say it. You know what? I'm sick of yeah, biting our tongues, and be honest with you, I wish Obama would like. I know you're not supposed to wish they get hit by a bus, but I'm just wishing they, maybe take a long walk off a short pier, just go drift into the freaking woodwork, or fall into go into history, fall into history where you belong, because yeah, those two. I mean, Michelle. Ooh, I got a book. I got a book. I got a book. I got a book. And nobody calls me for advice. Michelle. Um, I. Well, first off, I wouldn't call you for advice for your fashion sense, because, quite frankly, I thought you were the worst dressed first lady ever. And you can say whatever you want to about Melania Trump. She has class that's like tenfold. I mean, tenfold. I mean, we are, yeah. She's like, yeah. I mean, yeah. If you look at but beside the point. Main thing I wanted to touch bases on is this border situation. I'm going to tell you what. I have personal experience. I've dealt with big crowds. I have ran events that have been 10, 20, 30,000 people. I've worked security at Lollapalooza. And if anybody who's anybody knows Lollapalooza gets crazy. I mean, Lollapalooza is, it's one of the biggest events in the country. I've worked, T-Box in Wrigleyville, another huge event, 17, 20,000 people. I get it, it's not 350,000, but when you got that many people that are charging the border, I mean, charging the border, that is an invasion. It is, and everybody's weighing in. Milano and, Beyonce and, how could you guys use gas on children? Well, when the enemy is charging the border and they're running out there, well, here, give me that baby. Here, let me push the baby. Let me push the baby to the front of the line so it makes it look like you're killing the babies. When you're using children as human shields, you know what? Our law enforcement, our military, everybody, nobody, what? You know what? We had Border Patrol vehicles that were destroyed. And if you're okay, there are asylum seekers, or asylum seekers, or whatever the flip. You know what? Asylum seekers don't charge a border throwing bottles, rocks, concrete, their shoes and whatever, and children. You know what? Hands up, don't shoot. Remember this? Hands up, I'm unarmed. Remember, do we remember this? It wasn't that long ago, folks. The whole hands up, I'm unarmed, but I'm a dumbass. You know what? They didn't do that. And Mexico is deported 500 and some people that tried to charge the border. Mexico's actually helping us out, and thank God for them. You know what? We're finally coming to an era where everybody's finally coming to a realization that, these aren't just women and children. These are men who think they're going to go. We're going to go. We're going to the border. We're going to the border. I mean, really? Okay, so you're going to go to the border. Trump has already pretty much told you guys, just pack your ass and you might as well just turn your freaking convoy around, head on back home. We've already given your countries hundreds of millions of dollars. Oh, we're seeking asylum. We have given your country hundreds of millions of dollars to make your own country better. And yet you're going to come and try to take my money. Because, the U.S., they've got welfare and they give and, birthright citizenship. Thank you, Trump, for stopping the birthright citizenship. You know what? How many Americans have had a child while they've been on vacation or been on a work trip or whatever? You have a kid in Europe and you're an American citizen. Do you want that kid to be an European? Do you know how hard it is to get him back into the country at that point? No, we want him to be American. Okay. You go to Cancun on vacation or for a wedding and you drop a baby in Mexico. Do you want your kid to be Mexican? Think about that for a minute. I mean, common sense, folks. Common sense. Oh, I'm telling you, folks. This is getting way out of hand. The thing that's killing me because I'm limited. I've been limited on my TV because I'm traveling. So I'm limited whatever's in the hotel. So, yeah. Occasionally, some of them, excuse me. But you get, but I love watching. Oh my God, they're using tear gas on children. Oh my God. Really? You know what? I'm going to say that the Border Patrol and the troops on the border, they were way nicer than I would have been. They would have been charging the border. I would have said lock, load, and unload. Set the 50 cals up on top. Light the 60s up. Light the 50s up. Hell, call in an air raid. Mortar fire. I mean, I would have leveled the border. Oh, that's inhumane. No. What's inhumane is the fact that we let these people basically commit an act of war. I'm going to tell you what. Take 300 of your closest friends and go down to the Mexican border and try to run the border to get into Mexico. Do you know what happens to you? The federales and the Mexicans will shoot you on the other side of the border. And you know what? I don't even think they actually probably bury you. They'd probably just shoot you and leave you. Maybe push you off the road if you're on the road or in the way. You know, nowhere else in the world would they allow this to get away. But, the UN. Oh, well, you have to. But you know what? Here's what I say to the UN. UN, bitch slap them people a few times. I mean, really? Oh, we need the UN to save us. Wait a minute here. We support the UN. So we pay for the UN. And they want us to take in. Oh, well, we need to just let them in. Just let them in. They're all women and children. No, they're not. And if you actually listen to the actual Border Patrol agents, they're not women and children. These are mostly men, and they're freaking insane. You don't come into a country attacking a country. If it was a 300, you know what? The only thing different from a military invasion to a civilian invasion, I'm going to tell you what, put those 350,000 or however million or God, I don't know. The numbers, I don't even know how many people are down there. You know what? Let's call it a gazillion. So put the 100 gazillion freaking or trillion people in freaking military uniforms. And then what do we got? We got a full-fledged invasion. This is what we don't. And the left is just, oh my God. MSNBC, CNN, I mean, really. I mean, it's like, you know what? I seen a great meme today. Anybody who's seen They Live with Roddy Piper, remember with the sun, you know, he had the glasses, put the glasses on and you can see the aliens, and who's real and who's alien, who's not. Take the glasses off, everybody looks normal. I swear. They got CNN glasses. They put them on. Oh, look, they're pretty little children. You take the glasses off, they're like old, you know, they're like males that are ready to fight and charge, and we're gonna get in. I don't know. Personally, I think it's like a bad rap concert, maybe heavy metal concert. I mean, it's just they're trying to turn it into a mosh pit. We coming, coming to America. Guess what? Go the flip home. Go the flip home, folks. And I love how they want to show clippings, excerpts, show the full videos. Go out there and look on YouTube. Find the full videos. Because the full videos out there, I'm telling you, these people are insane. Another point I want to just briefly touch on. How out of touch the rest of the world really is. I admit that I did have a little bit of free time over Thanksgiving that, you know, those of you who do know me, you know that I don't have any family left, and it's just me. And yeah, I've been single for 6 years, so yeah, it's usually Golden Corral, or there's this great restaurant over by where I live called Geno's that, you know, I usually go there. I get a decent meal. Yeah, you know, everybody, Golden Corral. I'm going to tell you what, you know, for $20 and not having to cook the whole meal myself and have all those leftovers sitting in the fridge, and what would I do with those? It's okay. But yeah, so I've actually fired up my Xbox One and was playing a little Outland, or what is that, Wildlands, Tom Clancy. I actually got into playing with the squad. Kid's a younger guy from Australia, very intelligent by it. I add, it's amazing how randomness brings people together. But we started talking, and yeah, he's actually from Australia. He's like, man, I want to come to America. I'm really big into film and acting and everything, and I can't make any money here because of the socialism. Well, we got into the brief talk. He's like, you know what? When I was younger, everybody was, I admit, he's like, I thought socialism was great. It was supposed to be equal for everybody. He's like, I got educated. He's like, socialism isn't working here in Australia. Everybody around the world thinks it is. It isn't. Our healthcare sucks. Our wages suck. Our poverty levels. I mean, this guy's in Australia. So, we were kind of on the same page. It's like, well, he's like, but I'd like to come to America, and that's my goal, and I want to try to come over there and try acting and get on maybe Broadway, or try to get into the movies. I told him his way of thinking wouldn't go anywhere. He's like, oh well, I can make that change. I'm like, I loved his go ahead. I loved his passion. I loved his the fact that he was completely willing to he thought he could come here and make a difference. And you know what? God bless his soul. I mean, this guy's in Australia and he admits that everything's fucked up and he wants the hell out of there. Everybody over here, oh, I want to go to Australia. I want to go to Australia because Australia is like, it's so great. Look at what they got. They got socialite medicine. Everything's so great. This guy's telling me, no, it's not great. It fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. It freaking sucks. I mean, yeah, so okay. So we know this guy's on the same page. Then, I started bringing up like Tim Allen and Roseanne Barr. Oh, well, you support Trump. You're out. You're out of here. You're fired. You're fired. Really? Okay, so you're fired. Well, so we were talking. I'm like, yeah, these stations that well, they don't walk our walk. I mean, what are they supposed to walk around going hail Hitler, hail Hitler, hail Hitler, hail Hitler, hail Hitler, hail Hitler, hail the Democratic Party, hail the Democratic Party, which if one more person, you know what? I'm going to give Cortez a pass because I just don't think that she's educated enough. Somebody needs to teach her some history. But if I hear one more person consider or compare this invasion/caravan to the Jews escaping Nazi Germany, there isn't a genocide going on in Honduras, Guatemala. They are not killing people at freaking. Cause, you know what? And you'll have to pardon me, I haven't looked it up, but wasn't it like 1.5 million Jews were just executed? I mean, wow. I can't even. Oh, it's like the Jews escaping. I said, wait. First off, we didn't give millions of dollars to Nazi Germany to make them a better place. Did we? We give. You know what? I'm gonna tell you what. All the foreign aid we're given, we just need to put it back into the streets. And can somebody please explain to me why a child coming from Honduras is getting tear gassed, is more devastating than the children that die in the streets in Chicago every freaking day. DC, Detroit, Chicago, LA. We got kids dying in the streets every single day on our own soil, and they're Americans. But they don't count. You know, I told you I was going to try and make this slow. I'm going to try and cut it to 25 minutes this time. I apologize, and I know attention spans aren't always there. Not everybody's always got time to sit down and watch the whole thing. And I appreciate this. I'm getting a few followers. I'm actually building a following. And I appreciate that, folks. Like, share, you know what? Let's get out there. Hey, I'm just a hard-working farm boy who's made it in the big city, who's just sick of the world that I live in. And there's other people out there that are making a difference. And Candace Owens, thanks. Watching what you do gives me the hope and has given me that push to, I'm giving this a shot. You know what? Am I any good at it? I don't even know. I'm just a simple guy. What can I say? Simple guy, rational thought, who's like, yeah, just scratches my head daily going, these people really just say that? Are they, you can't be that dumb. And, I was just in California, witnessed the fires personally because I was in Seattle, flew into LA. Yeah, I seen it all. You know what? It's horrible. And you know what? I don't want to sound like I don't have sympathy for it, but there are natural forests all over the world. Canada is something like, what, 25% forest or 50% forest? Yeah, forests all up and down the East Coast, all up and down the Appalachian Mountains. There are forests all throughout the Rocky Mountains, Wyoming, Montana, and they're never on fire. But that's because they control burn. You know what? I seriously think that the California fires were set deliberately by Brown, their governor, because he wants to eliminate all Californians. He wants all immigrants. We're a sanctuary state, and if we got all immigrants and get rid of these Americans, I'm gonna get rid of all Americans. Watch this. Okay, well, go get rid of all Americans. How can? Well, you can't do that. That's genocide. Not if I set a fire and then watch it burn. I mean, I'm not. I try not to be one for conspiracy theories, but it sure seems awful funny, doesn't it? But folks, yeah. Sorry, there's so many rants I could go off on right now, and I don't know. I'm just a fed up Midwestern, hard-working American who, yeah, I guess you consider me, Joe the technician, like Joe the plumber, like the guy who's just, I get up every day, I go to work, I try to make a living, try to make the best of the world I live in. I'm just fed up and frustrated. But, folks, Last Patriot 2016, codename Skyscraper, known as the Badass Geek, out here around the world trying to make things better, traveling from state to state, doing what I can. Helping big corporations, helping small corporations. Trying to make everybody more efficient, trying to make a little money in my pocket, keep food on the table. That's what I do. But, folks, you have a good night, sweet dreams, sleep well, be safe, and look for the truth. Dig deeper. And if you're a conservative like I am, you know what? You got to have a couple conversations. Let's make the world a better place. But I will talk to you later. Have a good night. Yet again, that's Patriot 2016. Codename Skyscraper, known as the Badass Geek. And my friends call me Nick. Peace. I'm out of here.